most people search on Google Scholar like the way they search on Google, which is wrong. When it comes to Google Scholar, you have to play with keywords. Google Scholar is a free web search engine that indexes scholarly articles across many disciplines. It's widely used by students, researchers, and professionals to locate academic papers, theses, patents, and court opinions. Simply head over to scholar.google.com on your Google browser and let's get started. Welcome to the Google Scholar interface. Now on the top right corner here, you see an image icon. As I click on it, this is where you can see your Google Scholar accounts and also sign out. In the middle section, you see a long horizontal bar here. This is where we perform all the search queries. Now let's move to the top left corner here. Here you see my profile. At the my profile section, this is where you can add additional information if you want to publish on Google Scholar. Since we are college students, we will leave this place as it is. Now the next thing we talk about is my library. This is where you can organize all the articles you search for Google Scholar. Just beside my profile, you'll see this menu icon. When you click on it, you again see my profile, my library, and alerts, metrics, advanced search, and settings. Now we are going to talk about each of these functions or feature as we go along. The first feature we'll talk about is the My Library. For the purpose of this tutorial, let's add some articles to my library. Now let's say I'm working on antibiotics. Right, antibiotics and hit on search. As you can see here, I have about 6.6 million results on antibiotics. In the later part of this video, we will learn on how to do a proper search, how to narrow down to get relevance and fewer results. So let's say I'm interested in this particular article, antibiotics, past, present, and future. If I want to add it to my library, all I have to do is to click on this star icon here. Now, as I do, this pop-up will display. As I click on done, it will be added to my library. So now this particular article, antibiotics past, present, and future, is in my library. Let me add this one to history of antibiotics research. Okay, as I click on this one and click on done, it has been added to my library. So now I have 2 articles in my library. Let me add this third one to antibiotics in the environment. Okay, let's say this one, I want to add a label to it. So labels in Google Scholar is like folders, the way we create folder on our desktop to categorize our documents. So if I want to add a label to this head article I want to add, I'll simply click create new table. Let's say I want to use this article in my chapter 3. So I'll simply name the label, which in this case is like a folder. I'll name it as chapter 3 and click on done. Okay, so let's go back to my library and see what I have done. Now, as I open my library, you see the 3 documents I added. The antibiotics past, present, and future, history of antibiotics, and antibiotics in the environment. So they are all in my library. But on the third article I added, you can see chapter 3 beside it, which indicates a subcategory in my library folder. As I click on it, you see only this particular file in the chapter 3 folder. So I can do this as many as I want and categorize all my files and articles for easy access. Now in my library folder, you can simply delete articles you don't like by clicking on delete, or add articles to reading list. To do that, click on label, then check mark reading list, then click on done. When you do, Google Scholar will add this article to your reading list. Now if you come back to your library, you see this red ball on your library icon here, indicating that you have articles to read. If you want to read an article, simply double click on the article to open the file. You can also download the article by clicking on download in the journal. The next function we will talk about is the alerts. With the alerts function, if let's say you are starting a project in the future, like in the next 4 months, you want to start a project, you can put in your project title and other relevant keywords in the alerts section. In that case, whenever any publisher publishes an article related to your project, you will get a notification in your email. So to do that, it's very simple. Simply click on alerts, then click on create alerts. Let's say the project I want to work on in the next 4 months is antibiotics. So I'll type in antibiotics. I like using antibiotics as an example because the research I did at the university is on antibiotics. So as I put in antibiotics, then I'll click on hits alerts. So from now to the next 4 months and beyond, any publisher that publishes any article concerning antibiotics, Google Scholar will send me a notification in my mail. I can always cancel the alert at any time by simply clicking on cancel. Then the alerts will be deactivated. The next feature we will talk about is the Google Scholar metrics. You can think of the metrics like the way issues trend on social media. In this case, the metrics will tell you what is trending in your field, like what everybody is reading and citing in your field. It is very helpful in keeping you updated. Now, almost every academic field can be found in this metrics area. Take your time and locate your field and know what everybody is citing or reading. It's also very helpful in giving you more ideas or current ideas on your project. The last thing we'll talk about is how to actually search and narrow down your search in Google Scholar. Now, before we dive in, I want to share some exciting news with you. YouTube sent me an email that our channel is attracting more viewers and gaining traction. To keep that momentum going, I will want you to subscribe if you haven't done that already. Subscribing will not only help us, but will ensure that you stay updated on all our latest teachings on academic research. Okay, so this is how we search on Google Scholar to get more relevant results. Let's use this project topic for example. Curbing the high incidence of teenage pregnancy in Asim Fosu College JSS through sex education. Most people use Google Scholar like they read the search on Google, which is wrong. When it comes to Google Scholar, you have to play with keywords. To search for relevant articles for your projects in Google Scholar, you can follow these simple steps. Step 1. Start with keywords. Looking at the example I give, the keywords in my topic are teenage pregnancy and sex education. When I search for teenage pregnancy and sex education on Google Scholar, this is my search results. I have about 340,000 results. This is huge, and I don't think anyone can get time to go through all these search results. These results include all articles in Google Scholar that has teenage pregnancy and sex education in them. But my interest is only teenage pregnancy and sex education. So what will I do? This will lead me to the next step, which is add Boolean operators to my search. Now, to do that, I'll simply put the keywords into quotation marks and change the end in the middle from small letters into capital letters. Then I hit on search. As I click on search, the result now reduces to 24,000. I can look through all those articles. This will lead me to the next step, which is set time frame. We can further narrow down the search by using current dates. In this case, let's choose 2024. Now, as I selected 2024 year, the results now reduces from 2,400 to 800 results. This again is very huge. Note that you can also set custom time range here and hit on search to reduce your search. This 800 results here includes articles from all over the world. But I'm in Ghana and I'm only interested in articles related to my country. This will again lead me to the next and final step, which is add location boundaries to your keywords. So in this case, I'll add in Ghana to it. Then as I hit on search, the results now reduces from 800 to 195. As you can see here, the first results here is teenage pregnancy in rural Ghana, promoting sexual and reproductive health education. So all of these are relevant articles in Ghana that talks about teenage pregnancy and sex education. So if I take my time and read through some of these articles, I'll find interventions for my projects. Note that we started from 340,000 results to 24,000 to 800 and finally 195. So this is one of the benefits of learning how to search on Google Scholar. If you follow this step for your search on Google Scholar, you always find relevant and accurate results for your projects. Remember to start with keywords, introduce Boolean operators, set time frames, and add location boundaries. Thanks for being here and supporting the channel. If you got value in this video, support the channel by subscribing, liking, and commenting below with your thoughts.